Denial, a California adoptee's experience. I have wanted the accurate record of my birth most of my life, and this is how the state of California responded to my request for my original birth certificate. I'm a California adoptee, born in 1955. My original birth certificate was sealed. The state gave my parents an amended birth certificate, which says they gave birth to me, which of course they hadn't. They were my parents, and I love them deeply, but someone else gave birth to me. When I was in my teens, I asked my mom if she knew anything about my birth mother. Mom gave me everything she had, but she could not give me the actual record of my birth. My dad had died when I was 9, and I lost my mom when I was 32. In 1988, I found my birth mother and 7 brothers and sisters. Our reunion was covered by People magazine. I also located my birth father, and we were able to meet. He preferred privacy, which I've always respected, and since they'd not been married, I knew his name would not be on my birth record. But my birth mother wanted me to have my original birth certificate. It documents our unique relationship to each other. But the only way I can obtain that record is to apply to the court in the county where I was born. My birth mom signed a notarized statement asking the state to release it. But it wasn't until 2020, after my birth mother had died of COVID, that I finally applied to the Superior Court in Contra Costa County, where I now live. I submitted my application for my original birth certificate and the $60 fee, along with 22 pages of documentation. I assumed that it was important to the court that I established that we'd known each other for decades. I shared that I also knew my birth father and that he had passed away. I express mailed the petition in November of 2020, and then I waited for 17 months. The court's response arrived in a damaged envelope with a hole through all 3 pages, but I was still able to read the sentence telling me the judge had denied my petition. The court order said I had not shown the exceptional circumstances needed to override the rights of others involved, i.e., my birth parents and/or their living heirs. But my petition had included photographs of my birth family, death certificates of my parents and my birth mother, her plea for me to have my record, and waivers of confidentiality from my brothers and sisters. So even when it's demonstrated that privacy concerns no longer exist, California still claims privacy as the reason for withholding my record. I was told I had one option left. I could appeal. I had 60 days. I needed to hire a lawyer, fill out more paperwork, and pay an additional $775 fee. I sent in the checks and the requisite forms before the deadline. But then an attorney told me that the appeal would go to the same judge who had already denied my petition. The clerk of the court confirmed for me that this was true. Chances were the outcome would be the same. I asked if I would be able to apply again later. The answer was no. Either I filed the appeal within the 60-day window, or that was it. Forever. There really wasn't any choice. The only recourse left is to change the existing law, a law that was written in 1935 when babies born out of wedlock were labeled as bastards and their mothers were hidden away in shame. Even though I know my birth family and they know me, why do I still need that record? I am almost 71 years old. What does it say about California that adoptees can never get the records of their birth, while every other citizen can? It's dehumanizing. Out of the 48 states that sealed adoptee birth records in the 20th century, 16 now allow adoptees unrestricted access to their original birth certificates. California still does not. The flaws in California's current system could be resolved by legislation such as California Senate Bill 381. And my story is not unique. Adopted citizens across California are waiting for the day when we are accorded the same rights as all other citizens. SB 381 gives me hope that I might finally receive my birth certificate before I die.